We are getting after it right now, and for anyone that's just joining us at this moment, essentially all I want to do with these nightly streams is I want to be able to jump on here for people that aren't part of Tradecaster, just be able to kind of have a fun, relaxed little time to do a live stream, talk about my current thoughts, what I'm seeing in this market, and really just try to make every single person here a better trader. So if you guys are just lifting right now, having me up on the treadmill while you guys are getting after it, if you guys are just sitting back waiting for that Monday night, or excuse me, yeah, Monday night kickoff to happen, we just want to talk about what's going on in this market, and hopefully I can be able to provide some value to you guys on what I am currently seeing, what I'm currently focusing on. And if you guys are here kicking it with me right now, make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up, double tap that screen, and make sure you guys subscribe so you guys do not miss anything in the future. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive in. Let's talk about it. If you are a trader right now in this market, this is some information that you have to be realizing and have to be knowing right now. Let's start on off by just taking a look over on the S&P 500. The S&P 500, first thing we got to say is, will the market ever stop? If you just started trading within the past month and a half, stock trading might be the easiest thing you've ever done in your life. Essentially, all the market has done is go up over the past month and a half now. Am I right, traders? When you take a look over on the S&P 500, all we have done is gone from 409 to now 462.30, continuing to move up in after hours. Last month was one of the best months we have ever had in the history of the stock market. As I always tell my chat, on average, the S&P 500 gives around a 10% return a year. Last month, the S&P 500 had a 9% return in 30 days. So imagine what was supposed to happen over an entire 12-month period actually started happening when traders within a 30-day period. And we are still going up higher, and we're still moving on up. Now, what we need to remember about the stock market is it's not about what is currently happening. It is about what investors expect to be able to happen. For instance, to put this into a more clear perspective, we can think about Nvidia. Who knows why Nvidia went on one of the biggest spikes, biggest rips, and biggest runs of the year? The reason why Nvidia went on such a great climb is not because all of a sudden in 2023 they all of a sudden had incredible revenues and incredible guidance and incredible this, incredible that. It's because that was the trend of AI, and this is what everyone expects Nvidia to do. Now, don't get me wrong, Nvidia is a great company. I think Nvidia has a lot of upside potential. Nvidia is a stock and a company that is going to thrive, but it is going on such an insane, such a crazy run because once we learned about AI, everyone started looking around and saying to themselves, where is the AI hype going to be going? Where is the AI hype? What's coming up here next on this? So when we take a look over on these hot trends that we've seen, I'm just going to take a little step back here for a second. We've seen some crazy hot trends in our time, haven't we? Right now in 2023, it's AI. Of course, we've been able to have during that time where we were trying to figure out certain treatments during that specific time, you're not allowed to say, we had MARA, or what am I thinking of? mRNA. We had those very big spikes and very big rips and runs. And who remembers back in late 2020, 2021, where we started seeing the race for electric vehicles? And we saw Tesla. Tesla was a crazy spike. We also see it in later 2021, cryptocurrency. And we saw stocks like RIOT. RIOT, I know it looks a little bit smaller, but let me again try to bring it up right here. And you can see how RIOT went absolutely, I know it's right behind me right here, absolutely crazy. What I want you guys to realize is a few different things on what I'm talking about right now. Number one, what I want to be talking about at this moment, and we're going to backtrack to this, is that every single year we do get a brand new trend. So we have had years of electric vehicles. We have had years of cryptocurrencies. We have had years of trying to discover treatments. We have had years of saying to ourselves, hey, we had AI, and we had years coming on up of what's next. Now, usually when I say that, people get very discouraged and they say, no, Dek, Nvidia, AI, this is going to be the future. It's going to go up forever and ever and ever. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I like Nvidia. But it's not going to just keep going up on this rapid rate. Do you think a stock could be able to keep on the pace of 250% per year? Traders, let's get back to this in a second. I like Nvidia, but I've just seen it so many times where people say, oh, Tesla's going to keep doing its crazy thing. And guess what happened after other companies caught up to Tesla with electric vehicles? It came crashing on down. And guess what happened when other pharmaceutical companies caught up to mRNA? It came crashing on down. And guess what happened after crypto got overbought? It came crashing on down. Ladies and gentlemen, Nvidia went on such a crazy rip and run in 2023 because it's one of the only plays out there that has these chips. But what just started making some of these chips? Microsoft just started getting into the game, said we are going to compete with Nvidia, and look how great they've been doing. We also have been seeing AMD. AMD was able to go on a monster spike because they said, hey, we are going to compete with, again, Nvidia. As time goes by, we are going to see more and more and more and more companies basically make the same supply that Nvidia is making, and then guess what? Prices start to drop. Just like when Tesla was the only electric vehicle in the game, guess what happened? Now we have Buick, now we have BMW, now we have Volkswagen, now we have, I'm just naming cars, Ford, now we have Honda. Everyone has an electric vehicle. So every single year, what I'm trying to make you guys understand is we do get a new trend. And every single year, you want to try to find that trend as early as possible. And now I'm going to state it one more time because I know there's going to be people that are going to be upset and angry saying, no, AI is going to go forever. I like AI. I think AI is awesome. I'm just letting you guys know, I've been doing this for 10 years. You will see another trend take over. I'm not saying Nvidia is going to come crashing all the way down. You're going to lose. I like Nvidia. I'm saying as we get ready for 2024, be on the lookout. Keep your ears open on what is now getting hot so you can find the next potential Nvidia. You can love AI all you want. That's absolutely fine. But there will be some new trend that takes its place, and you'll start hearing about it in December, in January, in February, and be willing to jump on that boat. Okay, so that's something I definitely want to be talking about, and we can talk about that a little bit more coming up in the future. Now, what else do we have at this moment with the S&P 500 climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing? We know that this has been just nothing but a straight beast lately. With the S&P 500 currently and still consistently moving on up, every single trader is asking themselves that question. When is the market actually going to fall? Is the market going to fall? Because all it's done is go on up for the past month straight. So this is a picture that I posted over on my Twitter that got a lot of different controversy, a lot of different opinions. And I have to talk about this right now, traders, because it is so important that you guys understand this. I'm going to take a little screenshot of this picture, and we're going to break down this picture in full to make sure you guys all completely understand it. So what we have, if you guys do not know, coming on up is this Wednesday, we are going to be having Jerome Powell walk on out, Federal Reserve meeting, 2 p.m. Eastern time, and he is going to start giving a speech. And what that speech is going to be on is he is going to be talking about upcoming pauses with their Fed rates. We know that over the past 2 years now, we've risen rates up to 5.5%. We've had 13 different rate hikes. We've been able to see inflation slowly fade itself on down as we've been raising rates. And now everyone is asking themselves, when are we going to cut rates? Now, the idea is when we raise rates, the market falls. Why? Well, when we raise rates, we are slowing down the economy. When we raise rates, we are making things more expensive to hopefully make consumers not spend their money. The whole point of raising rates is to slow down inflation and basically make a consumer save their money rather than spend their money. We're trying to cool off the economy. Now, you guys have probably heard this in the past of soft landing and hard landing. And so far, we have what they call the Goldilocks. It's just right. You guys know that story where basically, one porridge was too cold, one porridge was too hot, and one was just right. Right now, we have the Goldilocks landing as everything is looking perfect. The market's running up to 52-week highs. Everything is absolutely gorgeous at this time. So what is going on with this picture? Dek, I thought when we raise rates, the market falls, and when we cut rates, the market is supposed to spike. So why right here does it say that in 2000 and 2003, we start seeing the market fall when we cut rates 13 times? And why does it say at the 10 US Fed rate cuts in 2007 and 2008, we started having these rate cuts, and then we had this monster drop. And now we are going to be having rate cuts, as of course we are in 2023, and we're about to head into 2024. Are we going to see a similar situation as the dot-com bubble and the big time drop? and the 2008 where we start dropping on down. Let's explain what's going on here, because there's so many people right now that's saying, Dek, this makes no sense. We cut rates, that makes things less expensive, that turns on the printing machines. This is where people go out and they start spending and spending and spending. So why is it in 2000 when we cut rates we saw a big drop? Why is it in 2008 when we cut rates we saw this big sell-off? Because right now, traders, I'm going to give you the answer that you want. All I ask is you smash that thumbs on up right now if you guys haven't yet, because I'm dropping some gems right here. I'm dropping some gold for you guys at this moment. So the thing is, if you guys do not understand this, what we have is Jerome Powell is going to go as long as he possibly can without cutting rates. Okay? That is his goal. Because right now, we are sitting with inflation at 5.5%. Every day, every week, every month that goes by at 5.5%, guess what? Inflation is going to slowly creep its way on down. Every single week, every single day, inflation is going to get a little bit lower and a little bit lower and a little bit lower. So, when are we actually going to cut rates in a harder fashion? Well, what the Federal Reserve usually does is they wait until something breaks. So you might say, Dek, how do we fall in 2002 or 2000 all the way to 2003? How do we fall in 2007, 2008? Because what did Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve is most likely going to do is cutting rates gets a bad rap. Because when we cut rates, we make everything more inexpensive, more affordable. Everything should go sky high. But basically how the Federal Reserve sees cutting rates is we are going to hold rates as high as we can for as long as we can. And once something starts breaking, we are then going to stimulate the economy, make sure it doesn't break and then pops back on up. Sometimes though, when something breaks, you can't fix it. Sometimes when something breaks, the damage is already done. And even when you cut rates, it can't get enough buying power. It can't get the economy stimulated enough to bring the market on up. So this is why cutting rates gets a bad rap. There are times that you have cut rates and the market's moved on up as the way it should. But as you guys can see right here, it seems like when we cut rates, all of a sudden the market drops. And that's not the case. The case is whenever Jerome Powell or whenever the Federal Reserve does cuts rates, it's because they are seeing a problem breaking in the government, in the economy, in the stock market. And now they're saying, hey, you know what? It's finally starting to happen. We're starting to get a little bit of a break. Let's not fall into this. Let's start cutting now to try to pump more money into this market. Let's cut right now before this big time drop so that the stock market starts coming alive. We start turning those printing machines on and let's try to get this economy going. So that's the whole point right here, traders. And that's why this chart is so big. So when we start hearing Jerome Powell state, hey traders, we are going to cut rates. For investors, we say, yes, we're cutting rates. We're going to start seeing those printing machines come on. We're going to start seeing a lot of hype. We're going to start seeing a lot of ripping. We're going to see a lot of running. But what we really need to understand is the only reason we're doing that is because the Federal Reserve is seeing something that maybe we as the public cannot. Because they start cutting rates to try to save the dot-com bubble. They start cutting rates in 2008 to try to save the housing market, but it was already broken. It was already done. So did cutting rates cause the drop? No, cutting rates didn't cause the drop. Causing rates was trying to help the drop, was trying to save it from dropping. But unfortunately, the damage was already done. So is the damage already done right here? Are we already too high on up that a pullback is inevitable? Are we already too high up? Have we already again basically seen this market go way too out of whack? We're seeing the S&P 500 go on a 9% move in a month. We are seeing at this time, how much is the S&P 500 even up at this time, guys? Year to date, SPY, let's go year to date. We are currently up 21%. One of the best year returns that we've had. 21% at this time. Woo! Traders, that's up there. So let's take a look at the SPY right now. Let's talk about the SPY at this moment. Let's see what we have at this time here. So traders, when we take a look over on the SPY at this time, we can already see, let's go over to this like 5-minute chart and let's start breaking down the S&P 500, kind of talk about what we have. I'm going to bring over the daily chart over here. We'll talk about the S&P 500. So the S&P 500, we are still climbing up in after hours. After hours just ended 23 minutes ago. And the way that I've been looking over on this chart is we need to take a larger time frame. When you're looking at the SPY, the top 500 companies in the United States, let's be honest, guys, we're not really focused over on a 1-minute chart. We're not really focused on a 2-minute chart. We're not really focused on a 5-minute chart. What are we more focused on? We're more focused on larger time frames. So what I like to do is be on a 60-minute time frame here, be on a 30-minute time frame, get a little bit of a better idea. So what we have, traders, and what I want you guys to, really realize at this moment is what we have here, and what I want you guys to really realize at this moment is that the S&P 500, I'm going to make this very large at this moment. Take a look. What we have is top resistance, fade back on down, top resistance, fade back on down, top resistance, fade back on down, top resistance, fade back on down. Look where we just hit today. Now, this is not just a normal channel. This channel started all the way back on November 14th. So ladies and gentlemen, we are almost 1 month inside this channel. Being a month-long channel, this channel is very impactful. The longer a trend line holds, the longer a channel holds, the longer a pattern holds, when that breaks, it leads to a very dramatic drop. You guys want to see an instance of this? Let's take a little bit of scroll back through history. So let's say this right here. We have a very nice downtrend. Let me grab this. We can move this on over. Take a look right here. We have a very nice downtrend setup, don't we? Where we could see that every single time we came up towards around a top area, every single time we came up towards around this top here, top here, top here, top here, guess what happened? We got rejected. We got rejected. We got rejected. When we broke out of this downtrend, guess what we saw? We saw this monster spike on up. We saw this monster move, this monster pop, this monster climb. How great is the S&P 500 to be able to break through this downtrend and then be able to go on this nice big spike? We can see that over on, let's say, this downtrend. You could see, connect the dots from this top to this top to this top to this top. So look at this, traders. We have a monster downtrend right here. Guess what happens when we break this downtrend? We break this downtrend and all of a sudden, boom, we get this very nice uptrend. So what you guys can obviously realize is when you're in on these larger time frames, you can easily see when we are considered bearish and you can easily see when we're considered bullish. Traders, let's go back to real time. Real time, the S&P 500. Are we bearish or are we bullish? Right now, we are clearly bullish. We are clearly moving up, moving up, moving up. But within moving on up, we are at a high. We're at a high here, we fall. We are at a high here, we fall. We're at a high here, we fall. We're at a high right here. Now, what do we need to realize, traders? We need to realize that tomorrow is going to be CPI data. CPI data comes out at the time of 8:30 in the morning. So you can see this week's major US economic reports and Fed speakers. And you guys can go down towards 8:30 and you could see core CPI data. Core CPI, CPI year over year, core CPI year over year. And tomorrow at the time of 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, you guys can clearly see that we are going to get either a pop and a breakout, or it's going to get rejected and have room to fall all the way back on down to 456. Team, if you guys do not know this, if you guys think I'm giving you guys some good information right now, make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up. I only ask you guys to smash that thumbs on up if you guys are tuning in right now for this first little 8 o'clock show. So again, if you guys are learning, if you guys are gaining, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and smash that thumbs on up. I will be doing these shows just like this every single Monday and every single Wednesday. So Monday and Wednesday at 8 o'clock, I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts on the market. And also, if you guys want to see me trade live every single day, I do trade live over on tradecaster.com. So hit up the link in the bottom in the description and make sure you guys join us on a free 7-day pass. Watch me trade live. We do everything in person live so you guys never miss a beat. Now, you can see that we do have at 462 top resistance. Now, if we go over to CNBC.com, we can see markets slightly up at this time. And you could, I don't want to say this anymore. You could see what we have is stock futures are a little changed ahead of key inflation report. It says stock futures are a little changed on Monday evening as Wall Street looks to see if the market can rally through another round of inflation. Futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average ticked up 2 points or less than 0.1%. S&P 500 futures and NASDAQ 100 futures are less than 1% as well. These moves come after a very rose modestly on Monday and yada, yada, yada. Here we go. We could see Tuesday could put some of the investors' optimism to the test with the November CPI data, aka Consumer Price Index, due out before the bell. The Federal Reserve's final meeting of the year also kicks off on Tuesday. So traders, I'm going to give you guys the rest of the week. Okay? If you do not know the rest of the week, here it is. And I did this earlier in the chat room. We already had Monday go, so we don't even have to worry about it. But let's just talk about Tuesday right now. Tuesday, tomorrow, CPI data at the time of 8:30. If the CPI data is bad, we know that we are most likely going to be seeing this in drop, probably fade all the way back down towards around like 458 to 457. I'm just being honest with you. If CPI data is bad, we're probably going all the way back on down towards around 458 to 457. If the CPI data is good, traders, I think we'd see like a $2 to $3 move in pre-market alone, because we would be breaking new highs and new 52-week highs, and we have the road and the path all the way up to the record high of 480. So if we do have good CPI data, I mean, things can definitely get pretty spicy very quickly. If we have bad CPI data, that literally could be the top right here at 462. That literally could be the best area before a drop. Well, Dek, how do we know if it's the best area or not? Let's go over to a daily chart real quick. Daily chart. Let's just put an orange line right at 462, and now let's scroll back. Scroll back, and is it crazy that it lines up perfectly with this old high that was back in March of 2022. So traders, we do have strong resistance at 462. We can see that at this moment, we also are at the top of the channel that we've been holding for the past month. And now tomorrow, we do have CPI data. So that could be the very tippity top. Now, if we start breaking through that 462 mark, you can see the next strong resistance line, this old top, this old top, this old top, is all the way up near 472. That's what I'm saying. If we have good CPI data tomorrow and optimism stays strong, guess what? We're going to see that the S&P 500 has $10 to rip and run. I don't think it'll spike $10 tomorrow, but I'm saying it has a path to run up to $10. Last but not least is the highest the market has ever been, all the way up towards 480. So we basically have at this time 462, we have 472, and then we have 480. Those are the main resistance lines. So traders, let's get back over towards this. Tuesday, CPI data, this is going to most likely leave, I'm going to say, to a $4 move on either up or down. Now traders, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not going to say I'm a fortune teller. I have no idea if the CPI data is going to be good or if the CPI data is going to be bad. But I will say if it's good, I think we could see 465 tomorrow. If it's bad, I think we do see sub 460s tomorrow. CPI data does come out at the time of 8:30 in the morning. Now, after, I would probably say 11 o'clock, it is going to be dead. So after 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, that's East Coast time. If you guys are on the West Coast, it would be like 8 o'clock in the morning. If you guys, if I would not trade after this time. After the first hour and a half, I would wrap up your day, enjoy your day, go golfing, go to the beach. If you guys are down in Florida, go skiing. If you guys are up north, whatever you guys want, it's going to be dead after tomorrow morning. Why is that? Because every single trader is going to be waiting for Wednesday. We don't know what is going to happen on Wednesday. Wednesday, we do know that Jerome Powell is going to be coming out and he's going to be speaking. He's going to be stating, hey, are we going to be raising rates, pausing rates, or cutting rates? Well, I'm just going to give you guys the answer right now. There is right now a 99.9% chance that we don't do anything tomorrow. We are going to pause rates. So what are traders really focusing on? Traders are more focusing on the future outlook. So traders are saying, Dek, I want to know what the future is going to be. Jerome Powell is going to state when he plans on cutting rates next. And that's what's going to bring in a lot of hype and bring in a lot of momentum. So we are going to see either a hard drop on Wednesday or a hard spike, depending on what Jerome Powell states. Now, this momentum is going to carry over into Thursday. And on Thursday, traders, we have something that they call Super Thursday. So what is Super Thursday? Well, Super Thursday is when we are going to have some of the most powerful political figures over in Europe. That's Europe right here. There's Italy. Okay? So we have Europa right here. We have Super Thursday as they are going to be discussing on what they want to do, and that could obviously influence the market. For those who do not know, our markets influence China's market. China's market influences our market. Our market influences Europe's market. Europe market influences our market. We're a world that all again has different forex and trading, and if their market's bad, well, our market's bad. So on Super Thursday, there definitely could be something that's very big. And then last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be having Friday, and I'm just going to put Friday a little bit lower here. So I'm going to say Friday. Now, for anyone who does not know, what is happening over on Friday? Friday is what they call a quadruple witching, guys. So we are going to be having a quad witching day. Now, for anyone who does not know what a quad witching day, it happens 4 times a year. It is when we're going to have different options. We're going to have different derivatives. They are all going to be expiring at the same time. So what happens when people see that their options are expiring? Well, they take profits, they sell. So a lot of times we see these drops and these fades, and we start seeing weakness and weakness and weakness. So we have our quad witching day coming on up, which is going to be very fun and very exciting. You can see quad witching definition, how it works. What we have here is quadruple witching refers to the simultaneous expectations of stock index futures, stock index options, stock options, and single stock future derivative contracts found 4 times a year. So traders, this is definitely very big. This is something that's very important. And I want to make sure that you guys, of course, have this all so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. So if we see that we are getting these sell-offs, 4 times a year, that's huge. So traders, this is the schedule right here. You got Tuesday CPI data, 8:30 tomorrow. After 8:30, things are going to slow on down. Waiting until Wednesday where Jerome Powell speaks. He's not going to cut rates. He's not going to cut rates whatsoever. He's not going to raise rates. He's just going to keep rates the same. Everyone's thinking about what he's going to do, though, next. Then on Thursday, we have Super Thursday over in Europe. And then on Friday, we have quadruple witching over on Friday. Not only that, though, ladies and gentlemen, as we already talked about, we do have to think about where is the market going to be going next. When we, of course, are taking a look at the market here, we are saying to ourselves, okay, we do have the S&P 500 on a 1-month uptrend at the very tippity top. Not only is it testing the top of its trend line, but it's also testing the old highs that we were at back in March of 2022, which lines up absolutely perfectly at this moment when we keep on scrolling back and back and back and back right here. So let's keep on going. Actually, I'm in a 60-minute time frame. That would have took me another 6 hours. So we could see right here, we do have that 462, which is that old perfect high. And really, this could be the high if CPI data is bad tomorrow. So tomorrow could be a start of a put contract until we start breaking this. Now, remember, once we do, or if we can break this bottom support line, that's going to be the massive change from bullishness to bearishness. So when we take a look over on this chart, you guys can see we have the massive change from bearishness to bullishness. You guys can see the massive change from bullishness to bearishness. You guys can see the massive change from bearishness to bullishness. The same thing will happen. So the same thing will happen. And then, of course, you will see it happen over here. The last thing I want you guys to keep your eyes peeled on and be aware of is as we come on down to the end of the year, I want you guys focused and keeping your ears open on what's the new trend. As I stated already this in the beginning of the stream, I do think Nvidia AI is going to be cool. It's going to stay hot in 2025 or 2024, but something else is going to get hot. Something else will get hot. Is it going to be crypto? Is it going to be uranium? Is it going to be quantum computing? Is it going to be hydrogen? Is it going to, I don't know what it's going to be. But the thing is, I'm listening. Go through Twitter, go through Reddit. So you know what you guys can hear. Hey, if you guys are enjoying this right now, make sure you guys, again, smash that thumbs on up. Make sure you guys, again, are commenting over in the YouTube section. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I appreciate it. Right now, team, it is 8:37. Been going after, giving you guys a lot of my thoughts at this time. I do want to open up the floor right here to any sort of questions, comments, or concerns that you guys may have. So anything that I've gone over so far, I want to ask you guys right now. Do you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns? But how are you guys liking these kind of Monday sessions right here? If you guys enjoy this Monday session, let me know over in the chat right now. Should I continue doing these Monday sessions? Should I do another one on Wednesday? My plan was to do every single one on Monday and Wednesday. Monday and Wednesday, 8 o'clock. So make sure you guys hit that little notification bell if you guys are enjoying these. And I'll make sure that I keep coming live for you guys to make sure that you guys are all good. But let me know if you guys enjoy them. If you guys don't, then hey, I'll cut them on off and just kind of sit back and make some tacos or go to the gym or something. So just want to make sure that you guys are all set. So if you guys have in 2020, or excuse me, if you guys have any questions right now, please let me know and I'll be happy to go ahead and answer them for you. Fozon, do you think 2024 will start bearish or bullish? So do I think 2024 is going to start bearish or bullish? I mean, as of now, it gives me all signs that bullishness is going to be happening. You know, bullishness is still going on. Bullishness is still in this market. You know, as I said, understand rate cuts. Rate cuts are a good thing, but usually rate cuts happen when the Federal Reserve sees something bad coming up. It's basically like them trying to hold on up. I apologize, guys. We had some water go down the wrong pipe. Von Summer, do you think we could see a massive spike tomorrow? In pre-market, yes. I think after the first hour and a half, I think the market is going to be very slow tomorrow. I think in pre-market and I think in the first hour, yes. But after the first hour, I think it's going to get very, very slow tomorrow. Are we seeing another 2021 soon? What do you mean by seeing another 2021? Do you mean by like the market's going on a crazy rip and run and spike? Do you mean like basically what we saw over the past, 30 days? I mean, we take a look at 2023, guys. 2023, we had a 22% increase on the year. I mean, if you ask me, that's almost just as good as 2021. 2021, we had a crazy drop and then we had a massive spike. But to be up 22% on the S&P 500 on the year, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, what more can we ask for? Jeffrey Gray, deck on Wednesday or next Monday. Would you mind showing us beginners options of the option tree to choose when to start option trading? Definitely something I could write down. Absolutely. Please remember, again, we are live every single day over on tradecaster.com. And if you want to learn a lot of those like basics on how to trade options, you can just head on over to tradecaster.com and just go ahead and watch our options boot camps. So we have option boot camp, option boot camp, option boot camp. This is going to teach you everything that you need to know. So we have all of our videos here. You can jump on in, watch our option boot camps, and it's going to teach you everything that you need. And of course, I do all my live trading right here. Julio, recession of 2024. Do I think there's going to be a recession of 2024? I'm going to say, no, I do not. So I really don't think we're going to see a recession. I know sometimes I post on Twitter, hey, get ready for a pullback, get ready for a drop. And sometimes people take my words out of context and there's like, oh, Dek thinks the whole entire market's going to fall apart. No, I don't think the market's going to fall apart, but let's just take a look at a chart and use our head. If I have seen that the market has been green for 1 week, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks to 4 weeks, to 5 weeks, to 6 weeks, to 7 weeks, the market has been green for almost 2 months straight. And I'm saying on Twitter, hey guys, get ready for a little bit of a pullback. Is there another time in history that you guys can see over the past 2 to 3 years that we have 7 green weeks in a row? I mean, even in 2021, when we had this insane spike, there was never more than 3 green weeks in a row without 1 red candle. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we had 3 red candles. We had 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we had 3 red candles. We had 1, 2, 1 red candle. 1, 2, 3 red candles. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then a red candle. We right now have 7 green candles in a row. It's just almost unheard of to just be almost 2 months in a row with no pullback whatsoever at all. So yes, on Twitter, I do kind of put out there sometimes, hey guys, get ready for a drop. Just because I want you guys to be aware of what I see is going to be happening. At the same time though, it's hard for me to say everyone get in on puts when we still have this awesome uptrend. So there are pros, there are cons. I'm not going to tell you to go in and getting on puts right now when we still have this uptrend. Maybe if you want to try to time the exact top, or you can wait until 456 breaks and then you start seeing that more bearishness all the way back on down. Jeffrey Gray, Dek, I was a member for TradeCaster for a year, but I lost by not understanding the PDT rule. I'll be back in TradeCaster as soon as possible. Yeah, the PDT rule is definitely annoying. I definitely understand the PDT rule, just, only having a certain amount of trades per week. You have to be selective. Having a certain amount of trades per week, you have to say to yourself, okay, I need to jump it on this. I need to hold this. I need to get out quickly. I need to have a stop loss. I can't wait to see you back in chat. Absolutely. And I want to be able to help any way I possibly can. Is Dish going to turn into a GameStop squeeze? I hope so. I mean, I really don't know much about Dish, so I can't say too much. If Dish is getting like pumped a ton over on Reddit or whatnot, it's going to be very tough to kind of see one of those GameStop squeezes again. That was a wild time. Hey guys, I miss those times. I miss having memes go crazy. I am excited for when they cut rates, because who knows, when they cut rates, it is the sign that risky investments start coming in again. We start seeing more money being spent on crazy things. When we cut rates, that is when we start seeing meme plays start going crazy, altcoins start going crazy. People spend $500,000 on pictures of monkeys. Things along that we start seeing new trends develop. So yes, as we start cutting rates, I do think we can get a little bit nuts. I do think we can get a little bit crazy. So I'm really pumped about it. See what we have. Luis, do you usually prepare a weekly outlook like this on Saturday, Sunday, even if you're not broadcasting? I like to, sit down, go over everything that I need to kind of realize, make sure that we're all set, ready to go. So I don't go into as much, depth kind of talking out loud, but I enjoy doing this because it does help me become a better trader as well. Going over everything, making sure that we're all set, ready to go, using our head. TTWO on my back burner. I like it as well. TTWO. This is a rock star. Remember this, traders. Grand Theft Auto. You guys can take a look. Grand Theft Auto 6. As we know, this was, absolutely insane. Every single person. 142 million views. Take a look at that, traders. I don't want to play this video in case I get caught for copyright or something, but you could see 142 million views in 7 days. Traders, if you're saying, what's Rockstar? Rockstar designs the video games, creates the video games. If you want to invest into Rockstar, that is through TTWO, which is their parent company. So TTWO, if you're Grand Theft Auto comes out next year, you might want to say, hey, Grand Theft Auto is going to be one of the biggest games of all time. If you want to say, oh yeah, I want to invest into this, maybe look for an entry sometime over the summer before they come out with more trailers, before they come out with that hype building on up. That hype is probably going to take TTWO to 200 plus. But if you can get an entry sub 140, I think that could be absolutely incredible. Absolutely. So that is what I want to make sure that you guys are all good. Ammo deck TTO didn't spike that much when GTA 5 was released. Well, also we got to think about, that was how long ago? 10 years? Isn't that when TTO, when did Grand Theft Auto 5 come on out? I want to say 2000. I was a freshman in college. No, I was a sophomore in college. So it was 2014 when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out. Hey, if someone told me to buy in on TTWO when Grand Theft Auto came on out in 2014, I think I'd be a happy camper. I think that would be a pretty good return on investment. TTWO in 2014 was $18 per share. It's $153 now. And their brand new game, which has broken the internet, has just had the smallest snippet of a trailer. I think there could be some absolutely huge things going on. PLTR. I know a lot of people talk about this. Someone give me a refresher. Why is PLTR so hot? I see everyone on Reddit talk about, what does this have to do with? Does this have to do with quantum computing? Does this have to do, what does this have to do with PLTR? I know, again, there's a lot of people that like PLTR. I'm just trying to get a little bit of a update on what's happening on this one. AI, just has to do with AI. Okay, so an AI play. We'll watch it. Remember, traders, I like AI, but I just know something is going to gain the hype. Okay? I'm not dissing AI. I have to say that a bajillion times so people don't try to hunt me down. But the thing is, I do want you guys to realize something will get hot. That's not AI in 2024. So make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock. Hey, traders, everyone here, just wanted to jump on this Monday. I'm going to be doing this every Monday and Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Sound good, guys? So if you guys haven't, hit that thumbs on up, subscribe, and make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. Every Monday, every Wednesday, 8 o'clock at night, we'll make sure that we jump on this live stream to go over absolutely everything. Hey, everyone who has joined us today, thank you so much. Please share this stream with a friend. Post it on your social media. Give me a tweet right here if you guys want to. Follow me over at Dekmar Trades on all my social media so that you guys are all set, ready to go. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow over on tradecaster.com. Enjoy that CPI data. Let's see what happens next. I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much. Enjoy again your December, and enjoy this Monday Night Football game. Thank you, traders.